Hi, good evening. How are
Hello.
we doing?
How are you?
Oh my God, it's been a long while. Good to see you again.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I am so fine. I'm so
Good.
good.
Nice. I'm just trying to get my audio. How is my audio?
Your audio is good.
Okay. All right. Well,
So
this is
just
you.
gonna
How is work going?
work is good. After how
Okay.
many years? Yeah.
Have you?
So I just call and prep the members to join in. I'm sure they started joining in.
Okay. Um, okay.
Hi, Mubarak. Please click on the link and join in. We're waiting.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to join on another device because
Okay.
I told you I had a meeting, and that meeting, I don't know, you were talking about 9 o'clock your time. I thought you were talking about my time, but it's
No,
fine. But I won't be
9
joining. I know they'll be trying to drag me. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't worry. It's fine.
Okay.
Good evening, Joseph.
Hi, Rahim. How you doing?
How are you?
I am good, 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 good. How's the day?
Mm, all good. You can't complain.
Okay, it's a lot about it. Get it?
Yeah.
I
How about yours?
Oh my God, I'm happy that it's coming to an end. Hi guys, Michael, Hot Sweetness. Click on the link. There's a link in the group. Let's join with that link. Hi, Amaka. How you doing?
Hi, Josephine. I'm fine.
Good
You're
evening.
looking more beautiful.
See, thank you, Jerry. The rest, they're just beefing me. They cannot tell me that I'm fine. Hi, Mubarak. Hi, Ikera. Good to see you.
Hi, Jocelyn. Hi, everyone. Good
It's
evening. Good to see you too.
been decades.
Yeah, very long time.
Hi, Isaac. Hope you're good. Who's here? Hi, Michael. Okay, so guys, I need you to do me a favor, right? Because I'm always, writing into the group. So please help me drop a message in the group. Try to tell everyone we're live, we're here, it's happening already, and just give them a nudge to join in. Okay, because 9:05 my time prompt, we will start. Hi, Angela, please join in. Please join in immediately. Okay, so please drop a message in the community begging, urging them. This is what I used to my handwriting. So I'm sure there's nothing I will say now that will urge them. So just drop a message, please. Thank you. So Benga, we are starting 9:05, right? So once it's 9:05, feel free to take over the room and do your thing. I'm particularly excited about this session.
All right.
Guys, please help me drop messages in the group. Please, I am begging. Drop messages for me in the group. You could just type a short message that says joining. We have started.
Like saying from data of say four. You cannot say
Okay, it's 9:04. All right, so I think more persons would definitely join in, and I would really appreciate your messages in the group, nudging every other person to join. We're almost starting. Thank you, Amaka. Thank you, Eukaria. Thank you so much. I'd really appreciate your messages in the group. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, so this is 9:05. Over to you. Over to you. Binga.
All right, thank you so much, Josephine. Thank you everyone for having me today. Hi, Hamaka. Hi, Michael. I may not be able to mention everybody's name, but my name is Benga. I'm the same person known as Solomon anyway. And this is me. All right, so today we'll be talking about management goals. And before we get started, one of the things I would love to establish before we go deep into this conversation is to uh, state the ground, not rules especially, but just a way of coordinating our meeting. I've seen that in your previous meetings where Josephine was teaching and talking about agile management, and the other day about the job recruitment and all of that. If you have any questions at any point in time, please feel free to just, identify yourself and I will assign to you. It's a privilege to speak with you today, guys. And the topic before us is just management goals. At the heart of this section, it is a simple but a powerful idea. Organizations are not governed only by structures, and organizations are governed by structural beliefs. And the invisible rules that shape what's rewarded and what's resisted and what ultimately succeed. So today, I want to help us to look. Sorry, guys, I'm standing. That's why it looks as if I'm gesturing a lot. So today, I want to help us to look beneath the formal surface of organization and examine the deeper cultural forces that truly drives behavior. So first of all, before we go deep into this, we need to understand the topic itself. Josephine has talked to us about management. Another person spoke to us about job recruitment, how you can get a job, put your CV together, how you can edit your CV with ChatGPT and all of that to get what the recruiters are looking for. So what we are doing here today is just to put a layer upon what is required of you and what you should do and know about the organization that you're eventually going into. You understand? So I want this class to be very engaging and people to interact from time to time because I'll be asking some few questions just to know if we are following along. So the first thing here is we're going to be looking at. Sorry, if you can see my slide, please just let me know.
Oh, yes, we can. Yes. But it's
All
a
right.
little like it's tiny. I don't know if it's just me. Can we make it bold a little
Yeah,
bit?
is there a way I can? Okay, let me see. I need to
Hmm.
remove this. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, okay. This is good. This is good.
How is it like?
It's better than the previous.
Okay, I'm just going to. Okay. All right, is it better now?
Yes, yes, it's better now.
Okay, good. So this section explores the invisible forces that shapes how organization really operates beyond organization charts, strategy documents, and stated values. You understand? We will move through 5 key areas. You understand? Firstly, we will look at organization structure, what is really required, why it is often out, list our strategies. You are a great manager, you're a great organizational leader, and you are full of strategy, you are full of intellectual that can drive that organization. However, if you fail to recognize the cultural value in place in those organizations, they may show you the door eventually. So, secondly, we will explore the concept of management goals itself, not the supreme God, the management goals, the goals that you meet in your management, which gives us language for naming dominant belief system inside organizations. And thirdly, we will look at cultural propriety, the acceptable, expected, respective cultural culture of an organization. Can you still hear me, guys?
Yes, we can.
Yes. So why the same action can be seen as leadership in one organization, if you do it in another organization, it's being seen as a poor judgment in another. So fourthly, we will consider leadership implication of cultural awareness. How does it affect the leaders? If you are culturally aware of an organization, how does the leader see you? You understand? Josephine is a strong scrum master and an agile manager. She's going into an organization, and someone has gone through Josephine's profile and see that she's grounded. This person actually knows what they are doing. And how do you feel such person will see you, or what do you expect from such person? So these are part of the things that we're going to be discussing here today. And finally, we will share practical framework you can use immediately to re-navigate organizational culture more effectively. So I wouldn't know what's the limit and what is allowed and what is not allowed. So, but there are some documents I'll share with Josephine, and afterwards she can share with you guys at our own discretion. But before theory, let us start, with your own reality. Let's start from there first. Okay. So before we examine the framework, I want you to think about your organization, where you work, where you actually work now. When a major decision lands on the table, what truly determines the outcome? Anybody? Do you want to think about that? Is it data? Is it the seniority? Is it the customer? Is it the risk? Is it the innovation, or is it politics? Which of these, determines, the decision that is being made in your organization? Anybody? Within 30 seconds? Anyone at all?
Hey guys, this room is not supposed to be quiet though. A closed mouth is a closed death. You should be opening your mouth and say something. Let's talk. This is supposed to help us
Okay.
in our job in the moment.
Go ahead, Amaka.
So for me, I would say tax.
Sorry, I didn't catch
Because
that.
is
Can you take
I
that?
think
Okay, I think our network is
It's the
you know,
tax that would
Yeah.
yeah,
determine
Amaka,
playing
do you
the
playing
off
with us.
and join?
tax. You organization
Yes,
in an
please.
Yeah.
organization, right?
Yes,
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead now.
yes, we can hear you now.
Oh,
All right, I
Okay.
think I heard what she said. She said tax, which is correct. You know, some organization, the tax is the main goal. If you can't complete the tax, you know, and time within the time factor, the time that has been given, if they give you a tax and they tell you this tax, I need it in 12 hours, you understand? By 11, 11th hour, you're already sweating. If at all, you're unable to finish that tax, you understand? And to be honest, I used to be like that. In some organizations that I've worked, some people, as at then that worked with me, I used to be like that. I give you a tax, I just give you a time value. And I might even ask you for you to shoot yourself in the foot and ask you, when do you think you can complete this task? And when I ask you that question, I'm just waiting for you to tell me, oh, I'll complete this task, oh, in 2 days. Okay, no problem. And one of the things that I've seen that Josephine has taught us in this class was you being a manager does not mean that you should sit behind and expect, your subordinate or your teammate. I don't like to use that word subordinate. I love to use teammate. You understand? Because we all work as a team. Be a project manager, scrum master, be a developer, anything, we are all working as a team. So you giving them a tax or awarding them, giving them a ticket or them picking up a ticket does not mean you should sit back. You are the project manager, you're the scrum master, for crying out loud. You should have an idea, you should have an insight of what is expected to be done. You understand? Which was what part of what I heard Miracle talked about and correct. So most organizations have official answers to these questions. But what I am interested in is the unofficial truth. You understand? The things that actually wins when pressure is on. Because beneath every formal process lies an informal reality. Let's be honest with ourselves. We all work in a formal organization where you say people, oh, this is the project documentation and this is the way it should be done. However, you know, the same way you say in politics that they are cabals, in society that they are cabals, the same way you have cabals in organizations. I've seen that back home in Nigeria and I've seen that in the UK. I'll tell you my own story before the end of this section, where I almost lost my job because I was being adamant and being, standing on the foot that this is the way this thing is done and this is the way we are going to do it. However, that made me going head and head, with a senior colleague, which almost didn't end well. But I'll share you the story before we end the class anyway. And that's informal reality often tells us which cultural god the organization is truly serving. Let us make it, more personal with short reflection exercise. Take a moment to reflect honestly on your own organization. The first question, similar to what I asked before, what ultimately determines decision? Like Amaka was telling us, she said tax, which I totally agree with. Secondly, what behavior is rewarded? Is it your deliverability? Is it your personal relationship? Some people mistake that a lot, say, this is a formal place, address me as, with my first name. Some people they are expecting you to say, oh, sir. Some people are expecting you to say, ma. I have seen that even in this country. Yeah. So who gets promoted? And this determines who gets promoted, well, praised, head up for a model, or what exactly did they do, to earn that recognition. You'll find out that you are within a team You've been working so hard, and the person that is not even doing as much as what you are doing is getting recognized. When they are having staff award, they are not even inviting you, not to talk of giving you an award. You understand? Such person knows something that you don't know. This is a part of the things that we're going to be discussing today. And thirdly, what behavior is, discouraged? What behavior? Is it the respectable behavior or the disrespect? Some people, they love it when you stand on your, this is the way this is done. Or some people likes when some people don't even like when you deliver too much. Have you seen a situation whereby you have two project managers, your whole team is doing perfect, as in the way you guys are going, you are delivering, the stakeholders are happy, everyone is good, you understand? And the other guy, maybe one of his team member is not, or his team is not as strong as your own team. You understand? I believe Justin has done a lot of justice around that. I don't want to go into that. That's conflict and all of that. So that's fine. What gets quietly published, sidelined, or labeled as not how we do things here. You get to some organization, they start, they'll tell you, some will even sit you down and tell you, I know you are the project manager, but this team, we don't complete more than 3 tickets in 2 weeks. I know there are Scrum values and all of that, but this is the way we do it here. And there are some people, they are not even, in terms of position, they are not up to where you are. You understand? And they are within your team. You understand? In one way or the other, even though we are in a team, there are hierarchy. We will still get there. We'll start talking about hierarchy and all of that. But because they've been in that team and they've been working there, you can hear some people telling you, I've been in this company for over 20 years. You understand? And you are coming in as a manager to go and manage that team. And such person is advising you, oh, this is the way we do it here, and this is what we do. How do you handle such person? So these are part of the things that we are talking about here. And there are no right or wrong answers here. The point is diagnosed. What you are identifying are the early signs of belief system that governs your environment. And that would bring us to a core concept of this section. So management goals are not dominant dominant belief systems that quietly governs what is valued, rewarded, or published inside an organization. They shape our decisions. Every relationship, every outcome, they help us in putting us in place and letting us know what to do when we run into any of these goals. We're going to be talking about the goals one after the other as we go on in this class. These goals are not, written in the employee's book. You will not find it in the employee's handbook. I know when the employee, they give you the employee's handbook, you say, oh, I'm very diligent. I've gone through the employee's handbook. In fact, I know the company policy. I know the law. I said, it doesn't happen very much in Nigeria. In Nigeria, you can wake up and they will tell you, you are being sacked from effect immediately. You understand? But if you do that in this country, they'll tell you, I know the law. I know the company policy. The company policy says this, it says that, it says, you understand? They'll tell you, please calm down. They are not written in your handbook, but they are organizational, goals, which we call management goals. They are not usually announced from the stage. They won't tell you from your interview. You understand? Yet, employees learn them. You learn them. Is either you learn them in a forum like this, which is a very brilliant platform, which you guys are, and I so much love what the management of this group is doing. They learn them by observing what gets approved. You understand? You push forward, oh, this is the project, this is the budget, this is how we're going to do it. You've done your homework, you've done your. Somebody will just come from nowhere and tell you, I'm sorry, this is what we are going to approve, or this is what the management will approve. Why? Because they know someone, up there that you don't know. or they have a personal relationship with someone that you don't know. You understand? So you need to, learn how to go around all of that. They learn them by seeing what succeed. You get it? You learn them by seeing what succeed. And then they learn them by noticing what gets restricted. You can put up, 10, 10 tickets, 10 tags, and somebody will just wake up and tell you, I'm sorry, this one, you can't touch this at the moment. We don't want you to do this. The reason, you don't know. Do you understand? Project manager, project management, Scrum, these are one of the most difficult, even though people say it's one of the most difficult in terms of emotions. They will test your intellect. They will test you even as a person. You understand? So that is why this topic is very important. And management goals are the unspoken rules of organizational life. They are the unspoken rules whereby you just need to follow them. Because they are not in the book does not mean that you shouldn't recognize them. You get it? I made an example the other time. Somebody working in an organization for over 20 years. They've had relationship even with the CEO, with the stakeholders. Employees come and go. They leave them there. And such a person is talking. And you are saying you have an idea, my dear. They will show you the door. You understand? However, that doesn't mean that you are subjected to such a person. But if you know and you have the capacity to manage, there's something we call management goals, capacity to manage management or organizational goals. Josephine will be doing all of that. So I'm pushing them to Josephine now. Anyway, they tell us what truly matters, who truly holds power, and what kind of leader will thrive or struggle in a given environment. I think I've explained that earlier, whereby this will help you, it will shape you in terms of your decision and management, around your team and your organization. And this is not just intellectually interesting, it matters deeply for leadership. So the next thing we're talking about here is why this matters to senior managers. Whether you like it or not, I see, because I went through the portfolio, people that are here, I see everyone as senior leaders. If you are a Scrum Master, you are a senior leader. You are not a mid-level. It's not a prophecy. It's what you actually have. Because whether you like it or not, you have a team that you manage. You get it? You have a team that you manage, that you are responsible for, and you have stakeholders, to answer to. So culture is not soft issue. It's not a soft issue. It is the operational system on which every strategy, methodology, transformation program runs. And firstly, culture shapes strategy execution. It helps you to shape your strategy execution, a strategy that contradicts the dominant cultural goals will meet invisible restriction. So if you have a culture whereby, as I was giving my own example the other time, I've not done with the story, I'll tell you later on. You have a strategy and it contradicts a god in that organization, it won't go anywhere. There will be resistance. That's why you will say, oh, I've submitted a document, it needs to be approved, it's not going forward. Why? You don't know. You understand? And nobody's giving you a reason for that. Often through delay and reinterpretation or quiet non-compliance. You understand? And secondly, culture influences project outcome. If your project is going to succeed, it depends on the organizational culture. It depends on the culture of your team. And mind you, we have different culture within an organization. There is no organization that has only one culture. No. No organization. And many projects do not fail because the plan was poor. They'll say, oh, that my project manager is in bad, he doesn't know what he's doing, or she doesn't know what she's doing. In fact, I don't even know who gave her this job. I don't know how she found her way in this company. No, it's not because the project manager is bad. It's not because the project budgeting is not adequate, or it's not rich enough. Why? They are gods, in your belief, I don't know. In my own belief, they will say gatekeepers. Yeah. So they fail because the assumption behind the project clash with cultural norms of the team meant to deliver it. So if the cultural goal of your team, is, it clash with a project goal, you may likely not succeed. You understand? That is why relationship with your team members very, very key. And thirdly, leadership effectiveness require cultural awareness. A technically brilliant leader can still fail in an environment they do not understand the cultural value. No matter how skillful you are, no matter how intelligent you are, you can fail if you fail to recognize and understand the cultural goals. So cultural frequency is not optional. It is a core leadership skill, which every one of us will need. To understand more clearly, we need to define a foundational idea, which take us to our next slide. And cultural property define what behavior is considered appropriate, professional and effective within a specific organizational context. It answers an unspoken question every employee is asking, whether consciously or unconsciously. You understand? What does it mean to behave correctly here? When I go to one organization, I have to ask them, please, how do you operate here? Who can I talk to? Who is the go-to person? So that's the way I ask the question. Who is the go-to person? And you just help them to, to polish their shoulder a little bit for you to get your foot in. That really helps. That answer, varies widely. It varies. You might go to some people, the answer they give you is quite different from what, you are expecting or what somebody else will give you. And what is seen as bold and impressive in one culture may be seen as reckless and disrespectful in another. We talked about that earlier. And what matters is not conformity for its own sake. It is awareness. Leaders who understand cultural norms of their environment can navigate with, less friction, build stronger alliance, and influence more effectively. So, and there are three important things to understand, which we've listed here. We have the unwritten standard, we have the contents dependent, and we have the enforced informally. You understand? And firstly, the cultural property is usually unwritten. It's not something that is written that is clear to you. You don't know. You understand? I've heard stories that, oh, you offend this person. What did you do to the person? You don't know. Why? You are just doing your job. You understand? And the person is picking offense at what you are doing. You have done everything right, but someone somewhere is, is beefing you or trying to, get you out of the way because of what you are doing. You do not find it clearly documented. People absorb it over time through observation and experience. And secondly, it is context dependent. What is entirely appropriate in one organization is coming again, may be career limiting in another organization, even within the same industry. You understand? Though it's appropriate, there is an organization that encourage you, to upskill. Someone was talking about the other day that the organization gave them 3 months, to write an exam and they must pass it. Oh, she did it 2 times. In another organization, is a different story entirely. You understand? And thirdly, it is often enforced informally, like I said earlier. Violations are rarely addressed directly. People violate even the company policy because of what they know and how they know they can maneuver their ways around. You understand? So that we'll go to our next slide, and here we're going to be talking about the same behavior but different, in different words. Reason why you have two organizations, the same model, but one, is making more progress than the other. Why? There is something that they are doing quite different. You understand? Maybe their cultural value, most likely. You understand? Consider speaking up in a meeting. If you try that in some organization, your senior colleague is talking and you say you have an idea, my dear, you look for another job the next day. So challenging a senior view or offering a dissenting opinion is seen as leadership. You understand? In the normal, your senior has given an idea and you felt, oh, why don't we just do it? I know Justin do that a lot. You say, that's good, but if we do it like this again, it will be better in a way. If you try that in another organization, they will shake their head. After the meeting, you will know. You will understand why he's a senior. You understand? So in an organization, the same action is read as disrespectful. It signals poor judgment, lack of awareness, and they might even say a fail to understand hierarchy. Now we're talking about the hierarchy. They'll tell you, you don't know your boss anymore, Abby. You don't know your boss. Oh, I brought you into this complaint, especially if the person was there when they interviewed you. Oh, you need to learn how to deal with those people. And we're going to get there very soon. And the behavior is exactly the same. You understand? And what changes is the cultural lens. There's something we call the cultural lens through which it is interpreted. You understand? What you have said, somebody else might see it, differently in a good way and a good manner to help the organization to improve and to help the team to progress. But someone somewhere might see it maybe from the ego perspective, like, oh, what is she feeling like? Oh, you are the one that knows more, Abby. Oh, you are the very brilliant child or the brilliant one in the class. So this is this is the essence of cultural, propriety. And this is why leadership is never only about what you do. It's not just about what you do. It goes far and way beyond that. It is also about understanding how what you do be read in the environment. If I do this, how will they see it? Some people are even they are even angry with you because of the way you dress. Or you wear sharp suits every time. You are the only one that can wear tuxedo. I mean, you wear shoe. You are the only one that can look sharp in this office. No problem. So now let us step up, a little bit and look at wider cultural system. So that takes us to our next slide. And if you look at this, it looks like a jargon anyway. Oh, pardon me. So this just as ancient civilization organized their world through this patron of gods, organization often revolve around a small set of dominant cultural belief system. This system determines what is valued, how power flows, and what kind of leadership is seen as effective. Are you a kind of leader? There are some leaders that when they want to talk to you, it's as if they are talking to their baby. You understand? Those are some leaders. And if you don't know how to, gods are being worshipped. So if you don't know how to worship these gods or manage these gods can be worshipped and God can be managed. Yes. Gods can be worshipped and they can be managed. No organization serves only one God. I said that earlier. And most have a dominant God. They have, we have primary and we have secondary. You understand? They have one, dominant God that the decision, once it gets on that table, that's the final. And also, they have one or more secondary influences. And often, the tension between these goals become the source of organization's greatest internal conflicts. So you can have, like I said earlier, no organization have one God, and these goals most times they can be conflicts. That's why we have a career as a conflict manager. There are some people, their job is to just manage conflicts. Conflict management is part of what they squeeze into the job of a scrum master. You have one or two of your team members, you are in a meeting and they are saying, somebody, Amaka is giving a suggestion, and the other one is saying, no, let's do it this way. But the way the person responded, not because he wants that project to proceed, or that what Amaka was saying was bad, but because you can feel the continent. And that is why, as Scrum Masters, I don't want to go there, it's your duty to read your room, read your team. You understand? So I believe Josephine has done a lot of justice around that. And what I want to do now is to walk you through, the 7 most common management goals. Let us begin with the first one. The first one, we talked about it briefly the other time, God of hierarchy. God of hierarchy. You see, this one is like, it's not supreme God, but it's like a supreme court. Yeah. So the God of hierarchy operates, it operates on one central belief: authority. Their authority determines the truth. They believe once they say, oh, this shoe is black, every other person must agree it's black. You understand? And in this culture, title matters. There are some people, their pay might not even be as much as yours. I have seen consultants in this country whereby they are on 6-month contracts, working within a team. They earn more than everyone in that team. Meanwhile, because somebody has that title of executive something something, you dare not go against them, even as a consultant. You understand? Decision making is typically top down. There's nothing like down up. You can't come and say you have an idea, sir, let's do it this way. You need to respect and know how to manage your hierarchy goal. You understand? Upward challenges is limited and often risky. Communication follows formal commands chain, and bypassing layers of management can have political consequences. You understand? This, they use it a lot. Let's say, as a case study, just for an example, Nigeria, for instance, as of today, if the president in charge, I don't want to mention it, I don't know where the video is going to get to. The president in charge says, this is what will happen tomorrow. That is the end. That's what will happen. You understand? There are people that they are in the corridors of power. They have it in their pocket. They can tell you what will happen in the next 6 months. And that's what will happen. You understand? So it's very, very important for us to understand this God is very, very deep, and deeper than what we are looking at here. These cultures are common in government bodies, just like I mentioned. I'm using Nigeria as an example. Traditional financial institution, large multinational, and legacy manufacturing environments. Because of our time, I will be going into examples of these organizations so we can have a deep understanding of it. However, I'll share a document with Josephine, and she will share with everyone. And the strength of this culture is order and control. Order. It's just like a military. Once they give you the order, obey the last command. Just follow. And the weakness is that it suppresses agility, challenge, and innovation. You know, you looking at this project, if we can do it this way, this is what the market says, this is what people are looking at. We're going to get there whereby there's combination of customer God and hierarchy God. That's a topic for another day. So the second God, before I go into the second God, the strength is order and control, like I said, and the weakness is surprises, agility, challenges, and innovation. So the second God is very, very different. The second God, very, very different. Speed. Someone talked about tax the other time. This can be related to speed. You have been given a tax. I need it in 2 hours. Write this email. I need it in 2 hours. Ordinarily, the person even telling you might not be able to finish it in 1 day. But they value speed. Their own is speed. They just want things done. Anyhow you like, do it. If you like, plagiarism, copy anything anywhere and submit. They just want to see that document on their table when they have said it. So the God of speed, they believe speed wins. And the culture value, this culture, it values rapid execution. Just like I said, action is preferred over lengthy deliberation. There's nothing that we are talking about. Let's say, for instance, now, just like some people are deliberating the other day about democracy and militant. They will say democracy, when something, they need to do a project, they will first of all have to deliberate. Who are the committee? Who is the team? Who are the people submitting proposal to get it done? Years after years. At the end of the day, a lot of things has happened even with that project, and eventually the project might not be done. So this God of speed, we can also relate it to governance as well. We can relate it to governance if they really want to. Because in some governance pattern, you will see it. Let's say, for example, now Donald Trump. So because of time, I wouldn't be going there. Our time is fast spent. So literally, and to explain this further, these are often agile environments where approval chains are, they are treated as obstacle to be reduced. So I wouldn't be going much into that as well because of our time. You often find this God in startups. Startup, they start a business today. They want to make profit today. I always have that problem with startups. And for any startup that I've worked with, I always tell them, you don't start making profits from the day you start your business. In fact, if you hit equilibrium at the end of 3 years, there is a grace on your life. So that's just an example. And the strength here is responsiveness and momentum. The risk is that reflection, governance, and sustainability may be undervalued. They make decisions based on, oh, we need to do this, we need to get this done, we need to get this done, and all of that. Then the third God is one of many model organizations claim to serve, which is the God of data. Oh, you find this a lot. In Amazon, they use this a lot. They worship this. This is what they worship. The God of data believes that data determines reality. And in this culture, argument carries weight only when it's backed up with evidence. You need to be able to tell me, oh, why you are doing this. Oh, it has been done 2 years ago. By who? What result did they give? Or what happened afterwards? You understand? Performance is measured through KPIs, and strategy decisions are driven by analytics. So one strength of this culture is rigor. Decisions are more made, and more measurable. You can predict what will happen if you do this. You understand? Those who are doing trading, online trading and crypto, they are more into all of this. And the fourth God shifts the focus outward. So the fourth God is the God of customer. We're talking about the customer and hierarchy the other time, the combination of both, but we won't be going there today. So the God of customer believes that customers' experience comes first. I've worked with somebody before like that. That's hey, once a customer out of 2,000 says, "Oh, I have problem with this," it's a problem of everybody. You understand? We need to be able to manage and balance all of it. And the culture constantly asks, what does this mean to the customer? That's one of the things that this particular God asks all the time. You understand? And this culture can create exceptional responsiveness and loyalty. But it can also place intense pressure on internal team if customer obsession is not balanced with operational reality. So the fifth God takes us into the world of creativity, which is the God of innovation. The God of innovation believes that creativity drives progress. You understand? That's the belief. Innovation labs or protected space are often created so creative works is not crushed by daily operational pressure. So the risk is that before I go into the risk, the strength of this particular God is this culture is imagination and future readiness, innovation. For instance, if you are able to predict, if anybody has said like 1980s that Zoom online meetings platform is going to be the deal of today, right from 2020, and I'm sure everyone will invest in it. You understand? We come up with that innovation, you will see different ones like we are seeing it today, much as what we are seeing today. And the sixth God is especially powerful in regulated environments. So the sixth God is very, very key. And the first thing before I even go into that, let me go back a little bit. So okay. So, and that is the God of risk. Oh my days. Risk avoidance. You will see this within the financial team, financial institutions, investment banking. You understand? Insurance. You will see it. They don't just throw their money. It's a business of the day where people will tell you, oh, come and invest in this, come and do this, come and do that. You understand? So risk avoidance. It believes in one thing above all: protect the organization. Protect the organization at all costs. If you have a project and the risk assessment team, they assess it and they tell you, based on, and the financial team also will join them. Based on what we've looked at our pocket. This person you are saying you want to is a specialist, is an expert. We can't pay the person. It's not sustainable. That's just an example. And in many of these environments, that makes complete sense. The consequence of failure can be catastrophic because their own belief is if anything goes wrong, you understand what does it mean to the organization? So they try as much as possible to avoid risk at all costs. And the final God, because of our time, is often the least openly acknowledged, but very, very real. And that is the God of politics. I made mention of it earlier. The God of politics, whether you like it or not, right? There is politics within your organization. There's politics within your family. There's politics within your church, within your community, within your mosque, anywhere, there's politics everywhere. You understand? And the God of politics believes in influence. You know, influence drives the outcome. If you discuss anything within the meeting, within your team, somebody that knows the boss up there will just go. You don't even know, maybe one of the boss girlfriend is there. Say, you just say, okay, when you are done, just tell me. The evening, we just tell the boss, hello, sir. This is what we will do. And that is what will happen. I've worked with an organization like as such. You have a meeting, brilliant idea, strategy drafted, let the boss sleep and wake up the next day. Something has changed. You just send you a message and you'll be like, wow, what happened? This is the way I want it, and that's all. You understand? So politics is very, very key. You need to understand that. And in this culture, a real decision maker are not always the most senior person in the room. They are not. They are not in any way. Influence flows through relationship. Just like I said, someone could be maybe your boss wife to be, or your boss husband to be, or the boss brother-in-law or sister-in-law. You don't expect to have more influence than such a person. You know, so you need to be careful. And trust, alliance, and proximity to power. You understand? Success depends on not only the quality of proposal, how rich your proposal is, but on who has already been aligned before the meeting. You understand? Politics is often spoken about negativity, but the reality is that informal power structure exists in any, in nearly every organization. The BAT of today cannot tell you, oh, this is who I want to be the governor of this state, and you argue. Your career is finished as a politician. It's not possible. You understand? The question is not whether politics exists. The question is whether leaders understand how it operates. You understand? And this is where things becomes especially interesting. Looking at my time, I know time has it has really, really gone. So we have the coalition of gods, but time wouldn't be permitting us to be doing much of that. But we have the coalition of God where most organizations do not serve just one God. We talked about that. Just a little bit of flair to that. And the next thing is the product team often serves the God of innovation. So these are just examples of what each of the gods do, which of the team, and how they are being related. And neither of the team. So we have an example here that says it values speed of idea experimentation and bold prototype. You understand? But I wouldn't want to go into all of this, not to bug you, because we need to take questions and answers. And we have a case study where a major, I think I've given an example of this earlier. The methodology was sound, the training was comprehensive, and the intention was real, but transformation still. Why? Because the dominant cultural god remains risk avoidance. I made a touch of that earlier. So I'll just jump to question and answer now, because I can see we have just about 5 or 3 minutes, left. So apologies, guys.
Okay, thank you so much. So again, guys, let me take this time to say thank you very much. This is my mentor, and I don't take it lightly that he's here. He's one of the first persons who pointed me towards project management, who mentored me, held my hands all the way. That there are people who your story can be complete without them, and he has a truckload of wisdom to it. So I'm going to beg in front of, I don't want to beg back though, I want to beg publicly that we do a part B session 2. He will not agree. I'm begging for people to put your mouth inside. Let's beg, because I feel like we've not even touched the surface of this very topic. Because I was just nodding my head. It's now I'm even seeing something that I'm overlooking in my own company where I'm working, and I'm like, bro, you've been overlooking this, right? So we need a second part, please. I'm begging publicly. Okay, is even adding a voice to like I say at night, right? I know
We'll
there's
try and work
smoke.
it out. We'll work it out.
Yes, so
Okay.
please, in fact, commit yourself in this call. We're not doing Q&A. We don't even understand anything in this. I don't even understand anything. So commit yourself in this call that you are going to do part B. Please tell us. I don't mind
Okay.
waiting and
We will do
commit,
the
sir.
part B. We will do the part B.
When are we doing the part B, sir?
We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank
work on
you.
it. Yes.
Yes, I'm going to tag him in the group. Yes, you can connect with him. I'll tag him in the group so you get his number and all of that. You can connect with him. Yeah. So again, the materials will be available because he has specifically talked about it, and the materials will be available. But I'm looking forward to a part B. I know we have questions, so we'll see how to work out a part B, and then we can ask all our questions. I particularly enjoyed this session. Cherish, you want to say something in a very small window? Please say something, but very small window. We need to wrap up.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you, our dear mentor. The reason why I was raising my hand was I actually had my voice with the since phone that we really need the part B. Thank you and God bless you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, sir, we're going to ask questions in the part B. Let's that want to hold
All
you,
right.
and I'll be your name. All right.
All
So,
right.
thanks. Have a lovely evening. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
everyone.